Welcome to FIFA Saved My Life. Hope you're well today. Thank you very much for joining me. I am here today with a request. Really, I've had several requests. What formation do I play? Why? How do I play it? Etc. Etc. Where do I book players? I've had loads. I've had some nice messages come through from people who obviously watch this. I've actually had a couple of people who I've played in. I always play every day on the friendlies, and sometimes you absolutely own them. That, which sounds horrible, but obviously you've got your headphones on, and I've had a couple of people say, dude, what's your formation and stuff. I thought, do you know what, I've had it for a very long time. I've not sort of really deviated it from it for quite a while, really. I've played a lot of Fut Champs, coming definitely gold every time, and I've had a couple of elites and stuff, so it served me well. Again, I've kind of gone back down a bit because I sold all my team and put it into Neymar, and now I'm building my team back up again. So as the team gets better, I get better. I'm not that great a player that I can play with just one of these like 300,000 coin teams or anything like that. I do need decent players, but when I do have decent players, I definitely play better. I get better results. So I thought I would share them with you today. I find them really meta. I feel everything is covered in this video to help you, maybe give you ideas. I'm not saying you copy it exactly, but it maybe just spark that sort of bit of genius for yourself. So here I am. I am going to show you to do it. So what are we going to call this? I'm going to do this every Tuesday. I'm going to do all my tactics that I use and different formations and different things that I use on a regular basis. I will come back every Tuesday. So what are we going to call it? We're going to call it
Tactics Tuesday.
Yes, we are. So we've got Tactics Tuesday. Thank you very much for my voice actor there, Alfie B. Love ya. So yeah, we've got Tactics Tuesday. This is going to be a regular thing, hopefully. And if you like it, let us know. Hit a like and a subscribe, please. It means a lot. And don't forget that I give 50% of my profits to charity, to Mind the Charity. And I had a very nice message from Mind the Charity this week as well, on my Twitter, saying thank you very much for the support, and sort of powering me on to the 2,000 mark for subscribers. So make sure you hit a subscribe, guys. You're part of something good. I'm a YouTuber, and I'm trying to make some money, but I'm also trying to give some money back to mental health well-being, which is really important at times like this. So there you go. Let's hit the tactics, shall we? Right, so let's get them up. So this is my team as is. Again, kind of. I've kind of set it up quickly for you. I change it around sometimes, but this is what I'm going to be rocking today. I start with this formation. Now, you can start with any formation you want. What you need to do is make sure the chem is where you need it to be, on 10s ideally. I've got a couple of 8s, and that's fine by me, but on 10s ideally you will have your chem to get the best out of your players. So any formation you want, you can start with. That's not a problem. In game we change it, and I will show you how to change it in game, and I'll show you what formation you need to change it to in game. So let's go to our custom tactics, and we're going to go to our playing formation. So you have a defensive and attacking. Attacking is our playing formation. So we go into, that's the way we are. That's what I'm set up with. Again, I barely set up. You can copy these by all means. This is what I'm set up in game for the first 10 seconds of the game. I immediately change to attacking because that sets me up to my normal formation. So my normal formation is 4-1-2-1-2. 2 in brackets, so the second one. So let's have a look at the actual tactics themselves. So defensive wise, we've got balance. Now the reason I put balance is just far better than anything else. Drop back is too severe. Don't do drop back. The days of drop back are gone. It was really meta. Everybody was doing drop back. Everybody was trying to get a 1-0 win. And EA have patched it. They've patched it the same way as they've patched the drop to the ball side in game. They've dropped the drop back. The best tactic I found is balanced, because what happens is your AI, your defenders under the artificial intelligence of the game, will find the best place to be whilst the game is going on, and if you've got good defenders, that will be in a better place than if you've got bad defenders. So obviously the idea is get as good a defender as you can with great defensive awareness. That's what you want, is defensive awareness and interceptions. That will really help in this situation, but you want balanced, okay? That really helps. Width wise, I have it on 5. Now the one thing you'll see is I always have width 5 on balanced and attack, because what will happen is you will find that if you don't, what will happen is almost the game has a bit of a spasm. If you have your width on like 8 going forwards and 5 going back, it's got to adjust. And what will happen is you can see it almost spasm out, and it doesn't like it, and it takes a while to adjust the players to automatically adjust back to a 5, to an 8, to a 5, to an 8. And if you're going backwards and forwards really fast, what happens is the computer can't catch up, and your players are out of position for a set amount of time. I don't want that. You shouldn't want that. So I keep for 5 going forward, 5 going out. It's absolutely mid. You don't need to, unless you're hugging the wings, you shouldn't be, especially with this formation. You want it 5. Average is absolutely fine. It serves you well. More than enough. So you want 5 going back, 5 going forward. Depth wise, I have on 2 to 3. Now I don't like people on 1 because they are just almost camping out in their edge. I do have 2 because I have a very attacking side and very fast, and you want to I can break from deep, but I usually have it on 3 during weekend leagues because I want to attack. I want to get the first goal. I hate to say I want to get the rage quit as fast as possible. So 2 to 3 is where I am on the depth. Again, I wouldn't go any further because you will get caught out. As I said, balanced is the best way. Again, the same with offensive as well, guys. Balanced is definitely the best way with offensive. You don't want to go to behind the ball and all that lot. Long ball sometimes is good. Again, depends on the players you got. It's not long ball as you would know at Wimbledon style. It is actually players looking for a pass in behind. The only problem you get with that a lot of the time is you get offsides an awful lot more than you do if you have balanced. If you've got, again, the same as I said about defenders, if you've got good strikers, the AI will take over. They will know when to run behind. And all the time, guys, the key is the instructions that we put on the players in a minute overrule all of this. So this is the general tactics that your players play around, and then what you want is the AI to take over and fill in the gaps to the instructions that we put in a minute. So again, obviously if you follow this really well, you will get instructions that will actually, you will notice, help certain players more, so you're not going negative or anything like that. So offensive, definitely have it on balanced. Again, as I said, width has got to be on 5, so you've got 5 there, and keeps it balanced for that reason. Players in the box, I have 4. The reason I have 4, and some people have 5, 6, 7, because they want loads of players in the box. And again, the patch a few months ago did change it. The more shots you have, the better chance you got of scoring goals, where before it was, you didn't want very many in the box. I found now you get too crowded in the box and players almost let each other pass, the pass goes to one another pair. What you want is a definite target in the box, and as you can see from the graphic from by the side, you've got 2 players in the box. You'll have players on the edge of the box, and again the instructions will carry over and push players into the box if you want them. So I would have 4. Again, it doesn't get too crowded, but also you don't get caught on the break as well. Again, I always have 2 for corners, 2 for free kicks. Doesn't matter, you're not going to score for very many from corners, and you don't score very many for free kicks. So this is the formation, and again, I will move players around to show you, because you can see they're in different positions. So if you don't know how to move players around, so then in game they're different. So you've gone into your attacking, you're on 4-1-2-1-2, and then if you press triangle in formations, you can move players around to where they're going to be in game. So I had wingers. As you can see, Bellarabi is now back in midfield where I want him to be. So I'm now moving Timo Werner into striker. I'm going to move Neymar into striker. I've got Ozil on the left side of my midfield. And this is what it would look like in game, guys. So again, if you've got a left-footed defender, but he links up better on the right, like I have with Ogbonna, then I move Ogbonna over to the left side in game, so then he's on his proper foot. That way you get the best out of all the players you've got. So make sure you set up the team the way you're the most comfortable. So Timo Werner has a 3-star weak foot. I have him on the right side at striker, because if I have him on left side, it's no good whatsoever. But he might link better on the left side before the game starts, so you get a full 10 chem. So that sort of thing you can change in game, and that's the benefit of this, as well as being able to change different formations as you go. So that's the way I've set up in game, and you can see 4-1-2-1-2-2 is set up, and it's narrow with the wing backs there. I don't use the wing backs, and this is how I set up the instructions. It is really important. Again, you kind of take the essence of this. Whether you want to change it slightly is up to you, but this is definitely how I play it, and I find I get the best results. So I have two strikers up front, Neymar and Timo Werner. Now, they're two very different strikers. Neymar is obviously very skillful, can dribble, can pass, can do all sorts of things. Timo Werner is a blunt tool. He is up front. He is very fast, and he is there to score goals only. He doesn't have the greatest passing, doesn't have the greatest dribbling, doesn't have the greatest anything. He is an out-and-out goal scorer, and that's the way I play my two strikers. Is an out-and-out goal scorer and someone who's almost like a bit of a number 9 who will be doing the donkey work behind. Neymar is amazing at that. So I have Neymar on balanced pretty much all over. Other than I have him to stay forward, because otherwise I find Neymar gets very tired and he comes back into midfield a lot. Now, I don't need that because I've got 4 midfielders in there already, so I keep Neymar up front by staying forward. But other than that, I put him on balanced on everything, because that lets the AI, and how clever Neymar's AI is very high. He gets into the best possible positions for me to then pass the ball to him or to score, etc, etc. So you've got to trust the computer on this a little bit. Where we got Timo Werner, it's a different matter. Now, if you've got them the other way around or whatever, you can change it. Or if you have 2 Neymars, if you like, then you can keep that trait for both of them. It's completely up to you. So Timo Werner, you can see here, I have stay central, get in behind on this one, because I want him to use his pace. I don't do anything about his interceptions, but also stay forward. So I have 2 strikers staying forward, and I have basically this guy staying forward, stay central, and getting behind. So I know where he's going to be. So that's the difference between him and Neymar. Where I've got Socrates, which is my cam position, again, depends on who you have in there. Again, very intelligent player, Socrates. I have him on stay forward as well. So again, obviously I've got 3 that I can then pass to. That's my forward 3, if you like. I've got stay forward on him. I've got get into the box. So again, where you saw I had 2 players getting into the box, which would be Neymar and Timo Werner, this overrules that and pushes Socrates into the box, if not onto the edge of the box in a dangerous position. So that's why I do that. Always, but always have him on free roam, because what will happen is he will lose the AI defenders on the other team. So the player you're playing against won't be able to necessarily be able to track down where Socrates is, and he'll pop up where needed. So whether it's on the edge of the box on the left, on the edge of the box on the right, whether it's in the centre, he will work out the best position to be in, because he's free roaming. So again, there's no set, he becomes unpredictable, if you like, which is great. And again, don't have him on anything like interceptions and that, just leave him on that. So that's the 3 attackers. Then you've got 3 midfielders. So you've got this like little U shaped in midfield, which works really well. So where I have Ozil on the left, again, I have pretty much all of them on what they come as, the balanced, the basic instructions, and keep them on cover wing. Now, for a long time, everybody's had cover centre, because players cover wing's been useless. Actually, since one of the last patches, cover wing is really good, because again, as you can see, there's a big space over in the corner next to Ozil, between Ozil and Neymar, and what you want to do is stop them getting to Alexandro as much as you can. and just giving them a bit of that. But also it allows them to move out and become almost like a winger, and they do. As you'll see in game. So Ozil on cover wing is perfect. Don't have to be a defensive type of midfielder. He'll just stick his foot in, get in the way, and people like Alexandro will come in and clear up. So you've got that. You've then got Bellarabi on the side, who's moved from, as you saw, right forward. He's moved all the way back in midfield. He's perfect. He's fast. He breaks from midfield. So again, I have him on exactly the same as what I had with Ozil. All the basics, and kept him on cover wing as well. So that's really important with those two, is they're covering wing, they're coming out, they're covering the wings there and protecting defence to a certain point. Now Sousa, who's my holding midfielder, so then again you've got Bellarabi who could go forward, you've got Ozil who could come forward, both of them can come back as well. You've got Socrates, you've got Werner and Neymar pushing forward a lot more, and you've got Sousa as your holding midfielder. What I have is defensive behaviour, I have him on default, so instead of cutting out the lines and getting him out of position, I just have him default, and again get the AI to tell me which is best. I do have him on stay back while attacking, don't have him drop in between defenders. What I find when they drop between defenders is the centre backs become very wide and almost become right and left backs, and push the right and left backs forward, and what happens is you have a very wide 3 in defence, instead of 4 in defence with 1 covering. You have very wide 3 in defence, and it doesn't seem to work just as well. It used to be good, but again I think since patches come in, it kind of over eggs it. So just holding in front of the defence is the best way of doing it. Again, keep it all on the same, apart from this one you have on cover centre, so you have him covering the centre and stopping people coming through the middle. So that's that one. So right and left backs, I've got Alexandro and Florenzi there, you'll see. Both of them I have stay back while attacking, don't have them go forward. You can activate them in game if you're losing or if you need a win. You can activate them in game. If you want to have them bombing down, you can activate wing backs to go forward, but always have them on stay back while attacking. Don't change anything about your central defense because you don't need to, and again the goalkeeper has come for crosses and sweeper keeper. Really important you have that come for crosses and sweeper keeper. Both of those then help clear up and become an extra defender for you. A lot of people forget these two. I would definitely have those two in there. So that is my standard. That is the game I go into. That is how I play the game from minute 1 to minute 90. Unless something is going wrong. Now, if I want to hold, the only time I find this is more than enough attacking. If I want to then hold the game, I'm winning. What I do is go defensive. Say I'm in weekend league and I want to go defensive, have a defensive, and I change to defensive. So again, 4-1-2-1-2, exactly the same formation. And all I do is, the difference being is I have drop back, which obviously then pushes you right back to do this. Now, the only reason I would do this is if I was more than 2 goals up. So if I was 2 goals or more up. If I'm 1-0 up and I'm holding on to the game, this is inviting pressure. You can deal with it, but it's inviting a lot of pressure. So drop back, if I'm 3-1 up, and with 15 minutes to go, this will be great because you might let in a goal, but the chances are you probably won't, or you might let in 1 goal and still win the game 3-2, but you're not going to let in more than 1 goal using this method normally. So I have dropped back to make sure that all defence and everybody else drops back as well. I've got 5 width, which is standard, and again, if you look, 5 width with a defensive and defensive, again, let's not have them wigging out. I go to 1 depth, don't like doing it, but if you're holding that game, that's what you've got to do, guys. Offensive, I have it on balance because that's exactly what you still need. You don't want to be, sort of pulling your defenders out, your strikers out of position. You want them to come back and help out. You've got width 5, as I said. You've got players in the box, have it on 2 because you still want a chance of maybe breaking if you've got fast players, and corners and free kicks. put them down to 1 because you don't want to sacrifice players up front to lose a goal. As you can see, again, obviously 4-1-2-1-2-2. I'll move some players around again. This is exactly the formation that I use still. It's more than good enough. You don't need to change necessarily to a more defensive formation. There isn't many more defensive. It's how you play rather than be defensive, and it's how you instruct your players in game that make it more defensive. So if you're hanging on to that win, this is perfect. So as you can see, I've sorted my players out. They are now in the right positions, and I can then put instructions on them. So again, we go from front. We got Neymar. Again, I keep him on everything balanced apart from come back on defense. So again, he's coming into midfield and helping with that defense this time. So we've got, again, getting behind on Timo Werner. He's incredibly fast. We want him to still have a chance of scoring a breakaway goal and really getting that victory. You don't want to completely shut up shop and park the bus. We've got Socrates. He would come back on defence. Other than that, you keep him on free roam because, again, you want that unpredictability, but you let the rest of it go on to balanced. With Ozil on the left, you keep it, again, covering the left, stick to position, and the rest of it is on balanced, so you just keep it on the balanced formations there. The same with Bellarami, I always have on stay back, so that's the difference, is I have one extra midfielder come back, so stay back while attacking, stay on the edge of the box. So what I'm doing is I'm instructing Bellarami, if he is going forward because he's fast, I don't want him to go anywhere further than in the box, because then he's got a shorter distance to go back, cover the wing, and obviously stick to position there. We've got Souza there, so I've got him cutting out past lanes there because I'm really instructing him to make sure I don't mind if he's out of position. I've got an extra defensive midfielder with Bellarami there, so again, he's going to be cutting lines out, and then I've got stay back while attacking. I've got aggressive because he is the defensive midfielder. I want him going for the ball. I want him spoiling the ball for the other person, and again, make sure he's on cover centre. Obviously, right and left back completely stay back and defence, and again the same with the goalkeeper. You want on come for crosses and sweeper keeper. And that is, guys, the complete way I play FIFA. That is the two formations that I use. If I'm losing, I just push the right and left back forward, because you can see with the right and left back, they've got plenty of room. And again, obviously what's happening is the defence doesn't usually have right and left back to come, so when they're coming up, they create an extra man, and it really does help. You don't need to push any more people forward because you've already got 3 in the box at least, with Socrates, Timo Werner and Neymar. And if you're pushing people forward, you're creating space with Ozil and Bellarami to go forward. So that's the way I play the game. That's the way I set up my formations. That's the way that's the type of players I pick. Hopefully this helps. Let me know if it is. It's my first tactics video. Hopefully you like it. Let me know down below, and I will see you soon. Take care of yourself, and if you can, find someone who can. Bye bye.
Well, he's given the ball away here unnecessarily. Neymar, they've scored, and they've gone into the lead, and undoubtedly deserved. They have been by far the superior side, and they really imposed their will on the opposition. Too good, really, for the defending, and the shot in the end far too good for the goal.